Hi, welcome back. So, even though I am not editing and uploading every day, I am recording. Yesterday, I recorded 2 because I hadn't recorded the day before, but I fell asleep before I could edit and upload the second one. So, I still have to upload that one, and then I need to record one for today, so I'm recording this. And then I will probably edit 2 and record one tomorrow. I want to talk about coping mechanisms for this episode. But before I get into that, I have to admit something disgusting. I do some disgusting shit. So, yesterday, I've had a very dry throat lately. Yesterday, before I started recording, I started sucking on a lifesaver so that my throat wouldn't get dry while I was talking. I only sucked on half of it, and then I took it out of my mouth and laid it on a cup on my nightstand. So today, I'm in bed, recording, and I looked over and I saw the half-sucked lifesaver. And I thought, I could suck on that, or I could get up and get some water. So yes, I sucked on a day-old, half-sucked on lifesaver. And then you know what I did? I didn't finish it. I took it out of my mouth and I put it back on the nightstand. And I'll probably suck on it tomorrow. I'm really gross. Like, I'm disgusting. But let's talk about what I wanted to talk about today. I want to talk about coping skills. Because I've learned some and I've used some various types of coping mechanisms in the past. But these days, I don't know how to cope. So when I was younger, I've always been an overweight person. When I was younger, I used food as a coping mechanism. And when I say when I was younger, I mean up until probably I turned 40. So for most of my life, I have used food as a coping mechanism. I started therapy, and through different therapists in a couple of years, I started to learn healthy coping mechanisms, dealt with some of my depression, worked through some of my trauma. So the food started to go away as a coping mechanism. And then at some point, I picked up booze, but it was never an addiction. Like, I could drink a glass of wine every single night or make a cocktail every single night for a week or 2 weeks and then just be done. I've done that with cigarettes as well, and my last therapist, who I adored dearly, I saw her for probably 6 or 7 years. I remember her always saying, like, I'm not sure how you can do that, but since you can get away with it, okay. Kind of like, it shouldn't be okay, but it's okay. Up until a few years ago, I would smoke cigarettes and then stop. And then in 5 years, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to smoke cigarettes again. And then I'd decide, nah, I'm going to stop. And that was it. Like, I guess I'm very lucky that way. Food has never gone away. Just gets on the back burner. I think I'm losing sight of what I want to say. These days, I don't have a lot of real issues, but this evening I had a situation where my dog was injured. And I don't have access to an emergency vet within a 1 to 2 hour drive of my home. So I had to treat the injury myself. I called a friend who lives close. They came by with some gauze and ace bandage and moral support. And I tended to the wound. And we chit-chatted and they zipped off. And now I'm left a little traumatized because my dog is hurt and I don't know if it's going to get better because I don't know what I'm doing to make it better. So I smoked some weed. And I feel like that's what I've been using as a coping mechanism lately, and I don't enjoy it, is the problem. It makes me a little paranoid, and I have had a few panic attacks. The last one I kind of caught just as it was starting, and I put myself to bed and tended to myself and took a Tylenol PM so that I could go to sleep before it could actually come to fruition. So that's why I say 2.5. I went most of my life without knowing what a panic attack actually was. And then I've been experiencing them since the summer of 2021. So for 2 years. I don't enjoy them. But I also don't know any other way to cope with some of the things like seeing your dog bleeding everywhere. Like, there's no one to hug me after this or hold me and say, it's fine, they'll be fine. I'm the one doing that to the dog. So I don't know exactly how to cope. Some things I do, but my life these days is very new. All of my experiences are new. So while I have supportive friends nearby, like the ones that came over this evening to give me some supplies, I am lacking in the skills to cope with some of these situations. Like right now, as I'm talking, I'm tensing up. I'm starting to get the feeling in my stomach. Prior to a panic attack, I'm starting to feel overwhelmingly cold. I don't like this feeling, and I don't know how to cope. Sorry for the interruption. I had to get under a cover because I'm getting cold, like physically cold. I hope that I don't actually experience a panic attack while recording. I guess it could be good and bad because I could talk through it, but when they happen, I get really scared because I'm alone. I say that, and then I feel like if someone's listening, they're gonna be like, but you're not alone. You have people who, I have people who care about me nearby. I have supportive, helpful friends who know things. So on one hand, I feel like maybe I should just shut up and not make a big deal out of this. But on the other hand, I'm terrified and I'm scared and I am lonely. And sometimes I don't think that I will come out of a panic attack or ever be told it'll be okay. Or have someone to hug or chat with about these things. And I don't always mean, when I talk about this, I don't always mean like a romantic partner. But the family support. I should just be grateful for what I do have. At least I have friends. Some people don't have that. Yeah, I don't know how to end this because now I've just gone full circle where I feel guilty for even recording this episode and talking about being alone because some people just don't even have friends. Some people don't even have friends, and I have some amazing friends here. But maybe it's just me, I just don't have the skills. I don't know. Life is easy on the outside, like work and those things are easy. But coping with emotions and depression and loneliness is a struggle. And every day is a struggle for me. My dogs are the only thing that's keeping me alive on a lot of days. And as long as they're alive, my life is kind of guaranteed. And I mean, unless there's an outside source, someone who kills me, or I just fall off a bridge and die. But I mean, I know that I need to stick around as long as they're around. That's what I mean. Thanks for listening. Even if there's no one listening, at least my stupid phone is listening.